What's up, geeks and game masters? Welcome to the Hobby Hub. Your resident GM Gabe here, and today I'm going to explain your character's ability scores as well as the skills that are derived from them. I will also inform you of your character's proficiencies and how they help you with rolls. So, without further delay, let's equip our headbands of intellect and prepare ourselves to learn. In D&D, there are 6 ability scores that define your character's physical and mental aptitude, strength, dexterity, and constitution being physical attributes, while intelligence, wisdom, and charisma are mental attributes. When you have a certain number in that ability score, it will in turn provide a bonus to rolls you make with the same ability score. This is called an ability score modifier, or just a modifier for short. This table will show you which ability score provides what modifier. The higher the score, the more of a bonus you will receive. In turn, the lower your ability score, the less you will receive. For example, if I have a 16 strength, I will have a +3 to any rolls I make with skill checks, attack and damage rolls, and saving throws that require strength. If I have an 8 strength, I will have a -1 to all rolls that require strength. Ability scores are especially important when deciding to pick a class, as you will get the most out of your character if they are good at what they do. When you decide to pick a class for your character, it will tell you which ability scores should be your highest to get the most out of the character. I will explain more about this in a later video, but for now, I'm going to explain what each ability score means for your character, as well as what classes require this to be their main attribute. Strength defines your character's physical prowess and sheer athleticism by lifting more, running longer, and jumping higher. It is also used for accurately striking foes with weapons that require strength, as well as being able to wear heavier armor. This attribute is most important for barbarians, fighters, and paladins. Dexterity defines your character's ability to skillfully maneuver with their body with skills like stealth, using their hands to pickpocket, and even hitting an enemy with a weapon that requires dexterity, such as a longbow. This attribute is most important for monks, rangers, and rogues. Constitution defines your character's overall health and ability to resist harmful poisons and diseases. You add your modifier from this ability score to your hit point maximum each time you level up. This attribute is important for anyone who wishes to have a high hit point total and survive longer, so everyone really. Intelligence defines your character's mental ability by being able to recall information pertaining to history, magic, religion, nature, and even being able to deduce clues through investigation. This attribute is most important for wizards and artificers. Wisdom defines your character's knowledge through experience, with skills such as handling animals, understanding medicine, surviving in the wilderness, perceiving your surroundings, and reading a person's emotions through insight. This attribute is most important for clerics and druids. Remember, the difference between intelligence and wisdom is that intelligence is knowledge gained through study, and wisdom is knowledge gained through experience. An example would be that a person with a high wisdom would know where to search for a hidden door in a dungeon, while a person with a high intelligence would know how to open that hidden door. Charisma defines your character's force of personality and ability to persuade or intimidate people around you, as well as disguise yourself and impersonate someone else. This attribute is most important for bards, sorcerers, and warlocks. Now, you might be asking, Gabe, how do I know what my character's ability scores are? Well, there are 3 ways to generate your character's ability scores: the rolling method, the simplified method, and the point buy method. The rolling method is where you take 4d6, roll them, then take the 3 highest numbers of the 4 dice and record them on a piece of paper. You will do this a total of 6 times, then place the numbers you generated in whichever ability score is best for your character. Here's an example of the rolling method. The simplified method is for those who want to save time on character generation by using a default set of numbers and just applying them to whichever attribute you want. When you've applied the numbers to your abilities, you then add any racial bonus you receive to those numbers. The numbers provided are 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, and 8. The point buy method is a variant method used if you'd rather customize your scores over leaving the outcome to fate with the roll of a die. The way this works is you start off with each score at 8, then use a total of 27 points to increase each ability score. Each time you increase a number, you spend points from your starting 27. This is a table that represents what score has what point cost. To have a score of 9, you spend 1 point, 10, 2 points, 11, 3 points, 12, 4 points, 13, 5 points, 14, 7 points, and 15, 9 points. Keep in mind that when using this method, you can't have any score below 8, and as always, when you finish deciding your scores, remember to add your racial ability score bonuses. Now that we've discussed your ability scores and how to generate them, it's time that we discuss your character's skills. There are a total of 18 different skills that your character can use during a session, each of which have a bonus to the roll depending on what ability the skill is derived from. The skills are Athletics, Acrobatics, Sleight of Hand, Stealth, Arcana, History, Investigation, Nature, Religion, Animal Handling, Insight, Medicine, Perception, Survival, Deception, Intimidation, Performance, and Persuasion. Keep in mind, the only ability that does not have any skills associated with it is Constitution, as it's more so an ability that is used to resist effects rather than cause effects. The only skill from the Strength ability is Athletics. Athletics is your character's ability to climb a steep or slippery wall, or to cling to a surface while something is trying to knock you off, to be able to jump farther and higher, or to swim and stay afloat in treacherous currents, storm-tossed waves, or areas of thick seaweed. Athletics is great if you want to be able to complete amazing feats of physical strength. There are 3 skills that are derived from the Dexterity ability: Acrobatics, Sleight of Hand, and Stealth. Acrobatics is your character's ability to maneuver their body in tricky situations, such as running on a thin sheet of ice, balancing on a tightrope, or staying upright on a rocking ship. You can also make rolls using acrobatics to perform dives, rolls, and flips. Sleight of Hand is the skill you roll when manual dexterity is key, with actions such as pickpocketing, lockpicking, or even trying to perform card tricks. The Stealth skill is used when trying to conceal yourself from enemies, sneak past guards, slip away without being noticed, or to sneak up on someone without being seen or heard. Keep in mind that your stealth roll can provide either disadvantage or advantage depending on light conditions and the armor you're wearing. There are 5 skills that are derived from the Intelligence ability: Arcana, History, Investigation, Nature, and Religion. Each are used when trying to recall information about the subject that you're rolling for. Arcana checks measure your character's ability to recall lore about spells, magic items, eldritch symbols, magical traditions, magical monsters, the planes of existence, and the inhabitants of those planes. History checks measure your character's ability to recall lore about historical events, legendary people, ancient kingdoms, past disputes, recent wars, and lost civilizations. Investigation checks are rolled when your character is attempting to uncover and deduce clues, such as finding the location of a hidden object, discern from the appearance of a wound what kind of weapon dealt the attack, or determine the weakness point in a tunnel that could cause it to collapse. Pouring through ancient scrolls in search of a hidden fragment of knowledge might also call for an investigation check. Nature checks measure your character's ability to recall lore about terrain, plants and animals, the weather, and other natural cycles. Religion checks are used when trying to recall lore about the gods, rites and prayers, religious hierarchies, holy symbols, and practices of secret cults. There are 5 skills that are derived from the Wisdom ability: Animal Handling, Insight, Medicine, Perception, and Survival. Animal Handling is rolled whenever your character attempts to calm a domesticated animal, keep your mount from getting spooked, or to discern an animal's intentions. You also roll this whenever your mount is attempting a risky maneuver. Insight checks decide whether you can determine the true intentions of a creature, such as searching out a lie or predicting someone's next move. Doing so involves clues from body language, speech habits, and changes in mannerisms. Medicine checks allow you to attempt to stabilize a dying companion or diagnose an illness. Perception checks allow you to spot, hear, or otherwise detect the presence of something. It measures your general awareness of your surroundings and the keenness of your senses. It might allow you to hear a conversation through a closed door, eavesdrop under an open window, or hear monsters moving stealthily in the forest. Or you might try to spot things that are obscured or easy to miss, whether they are orcs lying in ambush on a road, thugs hiding in the shadows of an alley, or candlelight under a closed, secret door. Your character also has a passive perception, which is used by your DM to determine if you spot something, even if you aren't taking an action to search for something. Your passive perception equals 10 plus your character's perception skill. Survival checks are rolled when your character is attempting to follow tracks, hunt wild game, guide your group through frozen wastelands, identify signs that a specific animal or monster lives nearby, predict the weather, or avoid quicksand and other natural hazards. There are 4 skills that are derived from the charisma ability: deception, intimidation, performance, and persuasion. Deception determines whether your character can convincingly hide the truth, either verbally or through their actions. Deception can encompass everything from misleading others through ambiguity or telling outright lies. Typical situations include fast-talking a guard, conning a merchant, earning money through gambling, passing yourself off in disguise, dull someone's suspicions with false assurances, or to maintain a straight face while telling a blatant lie. Intimidation is rolled when your character attempts to influence someone through overt threats, hostile action, and physical violence. Examples include trying to pry information out of a prisoner, convincing street thugs to back down from a confrontation, or using the edge of a broken bottle to convince a sneering vizier to reconsider a decision. Performance checks determine how well you can delight an audience with music, dance, acting, storytelling, or some other form of entertainment. Persuasion is rolled when your character attempts to influence someone or a group of people with tact, social graces, or good nature. Typically, you use persuasion when acting in good faith, to foster friendships, make cordial requests, or exhibit proper etiquette. Examples of persuading others include convincing a chamberlain to let your party see the king, negotiating peace between warring tribes, or inspiring a crowd of townsfolk. So, we've explained the base bonus you receive to rolls, but what happens when your character specializes in a tool, a skill, a saving throw, a weapon, or an armor type? Well, you guessed right. We get even more of a bonus to those rolls. You gain proficiencies during character generation, depending on the background, class, and even race you pick for your character. So when we discuss proficiencies, we have to talk about your character's proficiency bonus, or the number you add to your skill rolls on top of the bonus you already receive. Your proficiency bonus is determined by your character's level. This is a chart that shows how much experience points, or XP, your character needs in order to reach a certain level. If we look to the right of this table, it will tell us what level provides what proficiency bonus. As an example, my character is level 3 and has a +3 in charisma, so I will receive a base of +3 to all charisma related skill checks. If I have proficiency in persuasion, however, I will add the +2 proficiency bonus to that skill, providing my character with a total of +5 to persuasion checks. Simple enough, right? The same rule applies to saving throw proficiencies, which is provided by the class you pick upon character generation. Tool proficiencies allow your character to properly use the tool in question. If I'm playing a rogue, I automatically gain a tool proficiency in thieves' tools, which allow my character to pick locks. Weapon proficiencies allow our character to add a proficiency bonus to your attack rolls, not damage rolls. For example, if my character is level 3 and wielding a longsword, which is a strength-based weapon, and my character has a +2 to strength, I will have a base modifier of +2 to hit any creature. If my character is proficient with longswords, I will add a proficiency bonus to my attack rolls, making the new bonus a +4 to hit. Proficiency with the type of armor, whether it be light, medium, or heavy, allows your character to wear that type of armor without being encumbered. So if your character does not have proficiency in heavy armor, for example, you cannot wear that armor. If your character does not have a proficiency that you want, ask your GM if they will allow your character to train to become proficient in something. After all, it isn't outside the realm of possibility, which is why we play these games, to escape reality. Guys, I really hope you were able to learn a thing or two from this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and cast Fireball on that subscribe button. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave them in the comments section below, or reach us at our Instagram. We'd love to hear from you. Salutations, brave adventurers. Until next, we meet again.